All right, today's deck comes from a pretty cool origin. Way back in, I believe it was March, content creator on ZD hosted a tournament that, among other formats, did include Timeless. And for that Timeless challenge, there was a top 8 entry that included a very, very cool 4-color mid-range deck. That deck was primarily Jund, as you see here, with a little bit of blue splash for Drown in the Loch, and at the time it was Spell Pierce, I believe. We are going to resurrect that deck today. And really the only changes that I've made here is adding 4 Psychic Frogs into the deck. That card is just absolutely nuts, and since we're already splashing blue, it is worth it to do it even more for Psychic Frog. And let's talk about how this deck actually works, right? So at the top end, we have Minskin Boo Timeless Heroes. It's just a great finisher, Planeswalker in the Gruul colors. We also have Jarsoul Dark Age Scion. This is a card that we've seen in Historic quite a bit, and in recent times, we got to see Jarsoul maintain his original stats in Timeless, whereas in Historic, he is now, I believe, a 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. So Jarsoul, pretty good card. It gives us utility out of the graveyard and just is a decent 3-3 body. So we're going to be able to play some staples such as Fatal Push, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Lightning Bolt, Deathrite Shaman, Bowmasters, as well as the new Psychic Frog. Fable of the Mirror Breaker also being one of the Timeless staples that we have in this deck. And really, we have a lot of good things to work with here. There is removal in terms of Fatal Push, Drown in the Loch. We have interaction in terms of Drown in the Loch as well. Thoughtseize and Inquisition hit the hand, as well as Lightning Bolt removing things. And then we just have really, really good creatures here. Deathrite Shaman, Tarmogoyf, Orcish Bowmasters, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, all just really, really good aggro threats. Minskin Boo Timeless Heroes, like I said, a good one as well. So this should be just a pretty strong deck. We are core Jund. It should be pretty good. With that being said, let's just go play some games. Should be a fun time today. This episode of Full Control MTG is brought to you by Patreon and your viewership. If you want to support the channel financially, the Full Control MTG Patreon is the best place to do so. With a Shockland tier, you get access to videos as soon as they are recorded and edited. Don't wait to get your hands on another Full Control MTG deck list. Otherwise, it's your support for the channel that keeps me going. Thanks for being here and enjoy the video. All right, here we go. First round. We have Bowmasters, turn 4 Minskin Boo if we get lucky. I'll try it. Tapped Blood Crypt. We'll probably want to grab blue with the Polluted Delta just in case we want to cast a frog. Old Order DRC, that's fun. We're going to kill that with Bowmasters. We'll wait until their turn, though. Maybe they'll do a Mishra's Bauble or something. All right, so that's 1 card in the graveyard. And it's a dashed Ragavan. So I think what we'll do is we'll wait till the attacks. Then we'll Bowmasters kill both. Big blowout. Love to see it. And then we'll move to blocks. Trade here. All right, now we get an attack with the Bowmasters, which is even better. You'll love to see it. And I think I'm going to actually just smash the Fable of the Mirror Breaker now. Opponent has priority somehow. I'm not really sure what it is. Is it my game? Is it their game? What is going on? I would really like to activate my Polluted Delta. Okay, it was them. So we'll grab blue here. We will have to shock at some point along the curve. I think we'll get it through a Steam Vents here. We have a lot of red in the hand. And so let's do the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. We also do have the potential to go Lightning Bolt into Jarsoul Lightning Bolt. We'll reserve that as an option for next turn. And I will attack here. I think at this point I'm not really going to want to discard anything unless I draw another land or something that I don't want. So we have 2 types in the graveyard for any further DRCs. We see an Amped Raptor now here, and it looks like they are in fact going to be mono red. They've exiled a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and they cannot play it. They will Lightning Bolt this guy. So we can Lightning Bolt back. We could also just Minskin Boo. Minskin Boo is actually kind of problematic when it comes to Amped Raptor. So I think I'm going to actually just decline here. We'll go Bolt, Jarsel, Bolt, and then we can have the threat of a returning Bowmasters come back. So let's Bolt. It's Jarsel, except we need to fetch first. Let's go ahead and shock in a Blood Crypt. Here's a Jarsel. We would actually like another form of green, actually. Alright, so we will put them down to 13 here. Their blocks are now no longer good. Slickshot Show Off is a scary one. This is something that can kill us real quick. I really do like the old arts that they have on all their Unstable Amulet and DRCs and stuff like that. Looks like just a minor Slickshot for now. We also have Thoughtseize here. That's pretty solid, but I think the Minskin Boo is going to do just fine for us. Here's Minskin Boo. We'll see if they'd like to attempt to kill us. We will take action to create the Boo. We'll put 3 counters on our Boo, and we get to hit for 8. It's a 2-turn clock no matter what. We have no 2-mana spells in the graveyard, so we'll just attack in. No flying blockers to keep Minskin Boo alive, but I don't think it's going to matter here. We have enough mid-range threats that our opponent shouldn't be able to clear our board. But what I am worried about is that they might be able to kill me. A Bloodstained Mire is good. A creature is another good one. We'd be scared more of the non-creature spells with Slickshot in the air and unable to do anything about the blocks. They will get an Amped Raptor here. They are punching pretty hard. Put me to 10, and if they can find something that gives haste... Oh yeah, right, that wasn't cast from the top. Cool, so we'll take round 1 then. Pretty sweet. Okay, here we go. This time we see Drown in the Loch and Psychic Frog in the opener. Let's give it a try. We can fetch our red off of Polluted Delta, and we'll probably also want to find green since we're sans white. Let's do this. And looks like we're against Belcher. That's pretty interesting. So we're going to need to Drown in the Loch and put some things into their graveyard somehow. Okay, so we want, what do we want? Red, green. We do actually need to make a decision between the two, and we'll probably go red, black. All right, move to turn. Deathrite Shaman is good. That gives me the colors that I need eventually. It's a little bit of a non-bow with Drown in the Loch, however. We'll shock this in and then just get a Bowmasters on the field. They can Belcher me right now. They will Thoughtseize. I will play the Bowmasters. I think Drown in the Loch is a good one for them. They'll take the Psychic Frog, so they intend to play, I think, a longer game, it seems. Yeah, it looks like that was not actually for a Belcher deck. All right. Well, now we don't know what we're playing. Maybe we can get a land here, though, and get a Fable out. That is so ideal. All right, and so after this, now we're content in just holding up Drown in the Loch. They have 2 cards in the graveyard. Hopefully we can catch them out on one more thing. And even Drown in the Loch can be played after the fact as well. Another Thoughtseize. Will they take my Drown in the Loch? That is my only piece of removal. All right. Discard up to 2 cards. Do I want to get rid of my Deathrite Shaman? Maybe not, because I can start to pressure their life total like this. We'll trade 1 Lightning Bolt in for another, sure. Play a Deathrite Shaman, hold up that Lightning Bolt, swing in. Now if I shock here, I can get a Gigantha, otherwise I can fix my colors and grab some green. I don't think I need the Gigantha right now. And they'll play the One Ring, sure. All it does is save them 1 turn. And now we'll fetch, making sure to pick up green. We probably want another black or red. We'll take the Black of Overgrown Tomb, and we'll take our turn. Another land. Alright, so then we'll just hold up Gigantha and Deathrite Shaman here. These hold the colors that we want, and we'll also make sure that we attack with the thing that's generating us advantage. And we pass. Alright, opponent starts to take some damage here. They're functionally at 8 with Deathrite Shaman. Even further behind, especially if we can do some reflection copies. So we're probably copying the Goblin Shaman, which is worth another 2 damage. They're going to take Deathrite Shaman out here. We're going to ping them for 2, I think. Let's get rid of their Lightning Bolt. The Thoughtseizes are fine if they flash them back somehow. And we'll let their Lightning Bolt resolve. And I think I'm still holding on to my Lightning Bolt here if possible. They go again with the One Ring. I think my Gigantha is going to need to be sitting here in case they board wipe. It's a Grief. Well, I think damage is more worth it to face. However, we can decide to kill the Grief, or we can put them to 5. Now, if they scam the Grief, I'm looking at a trade on my Goblin Shaman token. That means that the copy that I make plus this 1/1 get in, that's 3 damage, putting them to 2 after this bolt. I think I do want the bolt to go face. We need to be aggressive. So they're going to take my Gigantha here. It is what it is. And then we'll just try to play off of our top decks. Alright, so they know it's in my hand. They'll take what they know they can get. And will they be able to scam the Grief back? I think they can. Feign Death, sure. So we have a 4/3 to deal with now. That actually makes my attacks a little bit worse. If our top deck is Bowmasters, we can just attack in with the copy 2/2, which they're likely to block. It'll look like I'm just trying to get my token. And then we will be able to blow out their Grief. Alright, cool. So they don't get a use out of the scam part. It's a breeding pool. Well, we do have lethal, so let's copy one of these and see if they're able to kill it. I didn't realize that the Grief was going to come in tapped. Let's see if they had a plan for that. Alright, we get some more treasures that hopefully will be useful in the end of the game. I figured that there would be an Orcish Bowmaster somewhere along the line. Looks like they'll trade there. Will they block my Orc army, or will they go to 3? Alright, so it looks like they really want to protect that life total there. And actually, they're going to be making the choice that gives them the most life. Okay. Well, I'll leave a breeding pool in hand. Not the end of the world. So now their Grief is going to have to sit back and block, and that makes it harder for me to attack. We can get through this pretty easily. I forgot that their One Ring is also really a problem for them. They may die this turn unless they're able to find another copy right here. If that happens, then we don't need to worry about figuring out a way out of this situation. And looks like they didn't get it. They'll bolt themselves and go out on their own terms. Round 2 in the bag. Alright, here we go. This is another decent hand, I would say. Has all the good value pieces that we'd like to see. So let's find our blue mana. We'll do that through our Bloodstained Mire, getting like a Watery Grave or something. Turn 2 will show them the red mana. No Thoughtseize so far. Or maybe they're thinking about it, who knows. Alright, and looks like we'll get our turn here. Let's find some blue. Wooded Foothills will find our green. Alright, let's get our blue through. I guess Watery Grave. I was thinking maybe Steam Vents could also be good. We have quite a lot of red in this deck, so maybe I'll do that instead. That can enter tapped. And I don't think I want to hang out my Psychic Frog yet. I'm going to try to have a turn where I go Psychic Frog, hold up Lightning Bolt. And you know what? We probably should have gotten the black producing land. Oh well. That means next turn we get to hold something up without paying the life. So that's okay. It's taken a long time to make some of these decisions here. Might just be their settings for the game. And what will we see surveilled away? They will keep on top. We want to catch them out with a Brainstorm, ideally. They're going to shock. Ritual and Show and Tell. It'll be a Thoughtseize. Let's send a Bowmasters their way. Brainstorm in response would be okay. Veil of Summer, that's fine. I'll have to ping myself for one. So they get to take one of Psychic Frog or Fable. I think Lightning Bolt is not a good take. Alright. They'll leave me with Fable the Mirror Breaker. I have no 1-drop in the grave currently. Next turn I'll go Jarsel Lightning Bolt, and then I'll be able to set up recasting Psychic Frog. Hopefully this turn they're going to put something in front of me so that I can Lightning Bolt it. That'll be the best. If they drop 2 creatures, that's even better. And they'll pass back. How interesting. We get to discard up to 2 cards. I think we'll discard a land. Otherwise, we're happy with what our hand can give us here. Yeah, I think we'll get rid of the Wooded Foothills. See what we draw. Another Bowmasters is not bad. We'll put this down, and then let's crack for a green so that we can play Jarsel. And I think I'm complacent to just put a lot of damage at their face. And just really say, you need to think about what you're doing with your life. Alright, so here's Jarsel. See if this gets countered. If it gets countered, they're still going to 9. We now put them to 10. They did show us Veil of Summer last turn, so they might be able to stave off some damage. Alright, and we'll get it. Looks like we'll move to combat here. And we will recast our Lightning Bolt for free. Putting them to 7, then down to 3 with our attack, potentially. Any moves from them? Doesn't look like any so far. All right, and actually we're going to win the game off the back of that. Pretty strong showing from us, I suppose. Jarsel definitely showing that he is worth playing in a deck like this with low CMC. Absolutely nuts. Also pretty good in a lot of these Death Shadow decks. I also have been really liking Jarsel there. That's something to think about as well. Although in those you're typically running a Lurrus, so depending on what you have the capacity to cut, Jarsel can be an option. With that being said, we're through round 3 now, so here comes round 4. All right, here we go, round 4. Lots of Drown in the Loch here. I'm not sure I'm very comfortable with this. Now, we can support it with our current lands, but we can't really do it well. And that's a little scary. Now, if Thoughtseize gets off to the run, then Drown in the Loch becomes pretty solid, especially two permanents that already hit the battlefield. You know what? I talked myself into it. We're going to start with a turn 1 Thoughtseize, I think, since they are on these small creatures, Soul Warden. Let's definitely try to take their early play here. There's a lot of scary 2-drops that we have to deal with. I got to take a look at our colors here. We need to search out some blue. I think that will be my first get. Then we find red. Raucous Theater will be our red. Wooded Foothills can make sure that we find green. Okay, cool. So Thoughtseize, taking 4 damage right off the rip here. It's an Amalia deck. Whoa. Lunar Convocation as well as a problem. I think that I'm going to just kill Amalia here. Lunar Convocation makes 1/1s, right? We can kill those with Bowmasters for now. Alright. So they have to find a way to gain and lose life all in one turn. I will probably need to Bowmasters the Soul Warden. We're going to wait to see if they cast anything pre-combat. Looking at my Giganta here. They shock again. Case of the Uneaten Feast, sure. And now they need to lose a life somehow. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses a life. That's fine. All they've done is gain a life right now. They need to pay 2 life to draw a card, so that's fine. Probably should have done this in the opposite order. We're kind of losing a little bit of life here. I said that I was going to grab red and green. We want to get green first. Now, do I do it through a breeding pool or no? I think I should do it through a breeding pool. We need to have black and blue open. And we will go to 10. Fine. We're going to see if they attack. They should not attack. Based on all the priority they just saw me hold. Yeah, smart play. All right, so they have gained and lost life, so they will be able to do this. I need to be Bowmastering way before any of this. So Bowmasters will kill that. We will have the other Bowmasters take out the Starscape Cleric. That should have been our first target as well. All right. Well, some mistakes have definitely been happening here. Raucous Theater will go for... You know, Lightning Bolt is probably decent now. So I'm going to have Bowmasters kill the Cleric, then the following turn we're going to kill Lunar Convocation, hopefully. We've hemorrhaged a lot of life here, which is bad. I should have attacked with the 1/1. We'll end turn. Actually, maybe not. I don't think I want to trade the 1/1. I want it to get big. So Lunar Convocation is going to do some stuff here. We want to make sure that they don't gain life. They have not gained life yet. All right, they drew a card. We get to kill the Cleric, which is great. All according to plan. Case of the Uneaten Feast. We don't particularly care about that right now. We just want to kill the Lunar Convocation. It's Ocelot Pride. I guess we'll kill that first. And this is when a creature enters. Okay, so we actually just need to... well, okay, you know what? We want to get this off of the stack. So I think we do actually just want to counter this. We want to trigger the Case of the Uneaten Feast triggers. And they will attack, putting me to 3. I'll move to my turn. We have... Now I want to have Bolt in the graveyard, unfortunately. So I have to go Bowmasters plus Bolt. All right. And we will end turn here. Very slowly we can win this game. They're looking at Bowmasters, seeing if they want to draw a card or not. Despite all the slack that I've given them, they still can come back. They'll actually just bring back the Lurrus. That's something that I definitely kill with Drown in the Loch. Move to combat. Ping that. Now they really don't want a Lunar Convocation. Make sure to hold a step at their end step. Now we have a Bolt in the graveyard. Now we can do a Jar Soul thing. And we want to actually be holding up the Drown in the Lock throughout all this, so we will attack. Down to 9, I'm going to Drown in the Lock and Bolt next turn. They can play whatever their other card was. Oh, that's tough. Okay, well, no matter what, I will be able to kill Lurrus eventually. Both of those are bad for them. They're actually going to take the Jarsel. That is a big surprise to me. That draws them a card, which allows me to deal damage. I'm going to just kill them then. I'm sure now they see their mistake. All right, cool. One new Convocation goes again. Sure. And now we get our Bowmaster's triggers, and opponent will pretty much be dead. All right, nice. So even through a little bit of what you could call a misplay there, we'll take round 4. Sweet. Here we go. Yeah, a lot of decent small cards we're in. Come on, what are we doing? All right, we are not doing much, it would seem. So Wooded Foothills will set up a Tarmogoyf. I'll also probably just end up finding... Well, actually, I don't have a way to find blue. I have to decide between finding blue or green right now. And Psychic Frog could be really good. Actually, no, I don't need to decide between that. I just need to find blue. Okay, cool. That makes this decision way easier. Okay. And looks like we're just getting our turn back right away here. I wonder if I can get a Psychic Frog resolved here. I don't know if they need 2 mana here if they have Spell Pierce. I think I'm not above trying to resolve a Psychic Frog, to be honest. Okay, so we have blue. Do we want more blue, red, green, or black? We need only 1 green, so we're covered there. We do need the blue. Now, what should our second color be? I guess it just needs to not be green, and so that leaves us with the Steam Vents being the answer. We'll have that enter tapped. And move to turn. So I really got to decide here. Is it going to be a Psychic Frog plan? I'm worried that a Bowmasters will be a problem as well. I think I'm going to try to resolve this. I get the feeling that they might have 1 mana removal. There's a lot of 1 mana counterspells and removal in the format right now. But if a Psychic Frog can resolve, it's a big problem for them. And it will resolve. Cool. So now we're just worried about Fatal Push and stuff like that. And while they wait to deal with that, we'll now be able to hold up Bowmasters or deploy a Tarmogoyf. The Tarmogoyf can be pretty scary, especially with Psychic Frog's ability to just give myself essentially Delirium right away. Faithless Looting. Okay, we're on combo possibly. What gets discarded here? Is it Phoenix? Yes, it is. All right. Can they do it this turn? I don't think they can do it this turn. So we now know that Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt are really important to keep up. We also know that if we can get a clock going, it's going to be really good for us. So what they don't know is that they're going to spend a lot of effort to get these Arclight Phoenixes onto the battlefield. And when they do, we're going to be able to deal with 2 of the 4 of them. Because I think they should be able to get all 4 out at once if they're going to do Buried Alive. It's going to be a bolt on my frog. We're going to definitely be happy to discard the cards to keep it alive. Let's also get rid of the Goyf, I think. Well, the Goyf is a 4 or 5 already. Maybe I just get rid of the next land. No, I think I got rid of the Bowmasters. We've already seen one Brainstorm, right? We do know they have Faithless Looting as well. I think I got to get rid of the Tarmogoyf. The Psychic Frog will do a good enough Tarmogoyf impression. All right, so Bolt does not take out Frog. We now have a pretty large attacker. And they have just 2 Arclight Phoenixes, which we can deal with. We'll pass. Let's see. So it's my turn. If I Blood Crypt, we can have Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Let's first attack. Thoughtseize. Is a Thoughtseize good? I'm really not sure. I think holding up Bowmasters into Fatal Pusher Lightning Bolt is really strong. I think it's worth the 2 life. We'll end turn. At some point, I need to just have the frog sit back and jump. All right, here's Buried Alive. So good thing I didn't kill those Phoenixes pre-combat. We'll put a DRC there too. Polluted Delta. They need 2 more spells if I'm not mistaken, so it's like a ritual into something else. No, okay, so they'll just attack. So we'll wait for attackers. Now, how worried am I about dying? I'm pretty worried. I think at the very least I crack off a lightning bolt. The fatal push actually cannot happen right now. Okay, so we go to 6. I think I'm going to Bowmasters on the end step. If they have a Brainstorm in hand, they're going to want to crack for it now. Okay. All right, now things get a little sketchy now because I have a problem dealing with their board. Now, Drown in the Lock is pretty good, but it doesn't stop their play for getting back the other ones. I really would love to have a Surgical here. I could Thoughtseize as well. That puts me pretty low in terms of life, however. Psychic Frog being able to jump might be the answer here, to be honest. If I Fable, I'll be set up next turn, but then that means that this turn I don't have anything, and if they go off right now, then I'm just toast. I don't think I can Thoughtseize, so I'll discard that to the Frog. Fatal Push might also not be useful, so I think I'm going to discard that as well. We want to try to set up a 2-turn clock if possible. I think I'm going to not jump the Frog. I'm going to try to go for a 2-turn kill. So I have to catch them on a Dark Ritual here. Okay, Bloodstained Mire. That is card advantage, maybe. They'll sack here. I assume for a Surveil land to look for something. I basically am just putting everything into my Drown in the Lock here, being able to keep me alive. So if they get Phoenixes back, I lose. So I have to counter an Enabler. Anything that draws cards, any fast mana. So really I'm looking to counter a Dark Ritual here. That's kind of my main target. If they need a Dark Ritual to get going. Demonic Tutor, I'm surprised to see that go over. Okay, well that is maybe a little worrying for me. They go Expressive Iteration here. I'm going to make them have it from hand. I think this is the one that we get rid of. That's so much card advantage that I think that they need. They can't flash back their Faithless Looting right now. If there's a way that we can do it, I think it's like this. They go Expressive Iteration again. So they have to hit land and 1-drop in however order that has to happen. All right, if they have it, they have it. Let's see. I'm waiting with bated breath. They find their card into hand. And what will it be? It will be a Polluted Delta. That is not a good sign. I think that this is most likely Brainstorm. Can we do anything about it? Most likely not. Bowmasters can do what it can do, but yeah, I think this is exactly Brainstorm, no? Oh, it's Opt, even worse. That I can't Bowmasters around. All right, well, good play by opponent. They're going to get me... They're going to get themselves down to 3 life. It would have been a 1-turn clock, but they'll have all the Arclight Phoenixes in the world here. And we'll let them have it. So good play by them. They found their line after I put together a pretty strong Psychic Frog attempt. Overall, I think that'll kind of bring us to the end of the games here. Unfortunately, no Minsc and Boo showing. That's what happens when you have a 2 of and a 60-card deck. But it is what it is. Actually, you know what? We did see it in one round. Okay, so I take that back. We did get to see everything today. Maybe not as much as you would have hoped, but you know, the games kind of go fast when you're playing these small, tic-tacky, Delver-style decks. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. It was a lot of fun to film. If you want to support the channel, like and comment on the video. That helps me the most. You can also subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Deck lists are always in the Moxfield link in the YouTube comment section, so make sure to check that out as well. I'll see you guys in the next one.